Hey yo, what's going on? This video will be about humans. Well, it'll be about people. Let me not say humans like I'm something different. It'll be about people and their belief that they are greater than their personal experience outweigh science, outweigh literal surveys and thoughts and tests and all that stuff that's ran just because they personally are outside the norm. Be it something small like me. I'll use me as an example. I am 25 years old. I'm going to be 26 pretty soon. I have no kids, never been arrested, never had any, negative connotation with the law and all that shit. But if I was to say, based on my life, the black community has no problems with teenagers having kids or police rounding up innocent people for fucked up charges or because I'm basing it just off of my experience. And I've never had police run up and check my pocket and steal my money. So obviously all the police are good. It's just those, and it's the weirdest shit because there are people who do that. There was a cop. He was on some news show, and the guy who he was debating against, and it should have been a debate, literally said, "Listen, scientists have run a national scientific analysis saying that blacks, Latinos, people of color are pulled over the majority of the time more often than white counterparts." And the cop, the retired cop, his thing was, "Well, I've never done it. It's never gone on during my career." And he's like, "Dude, you're one person." They have done numerous surveys around the country. They are hired by police services of all cities and states and all that shit. And they've proven this beyond a shadow of a doubt. There's no scientific evidence to prove otherwise. And this man literally said, "Well, I've never done it, so I don't trust that science." Bruh, if I tell you you have a 30%, if I tell you it's scientifically proven that 80% of the time you stay out past midnight, somebody gonna put a dick in your ass. And you stay out past midnight once. Well, if nobody put a dick in my ass, that must mean that shit is secret. Bullshit. You fucking believe that shit. There's certain shit that motherfuckers, just so arrogant to that if it didn't happen to them, it doesn't exist. There's actually I forget the name of it, but there's actually a psychological bias of you overestimate your skill in something that you've never attempted before. I've done it. I've done it fucking numerous times in my life, motherfucker. I've challenged fucking buff ass, big ass sergeants to pugil sticks because I figured, I could take them. Nigga, I've been proved wrong in that. I've done it in cooking. I've done it in working out. I've pretty much overestimated almost everything I've ever attempted in my life. But, it's no arrogance. It wasn't me being arrogant. It wasn't me saying this motherfucker can do it, so fucking it's easy. No. I acknowledge the fact that it's going to be a hard road. Like the people, and that's just it. I really wish I remember what the fuck that was called. But it states that people overestimate their abilities with no regard for, with no history of ever attempting it before. And once they have some form of training in that, then they recognize that they don't know what the fuck they're doing. That's like somebody who never seen rugby, who'd never heard of rugby, never seen it played before, watch one video of the highlights. Man, that shit don't seem that hard. I can do that. And then they get out there with a fucking professional rugby team and try to run and do the shit that they see on TV. And it's like, no, motherfucker, that's not how that works. You didn't put in the effort. You don't know the game. But hey, look, we're going to work you out with a rugby team, and then we're going to have you play a game of rugby with some amateurs. They'll go and get trained by professionals and get taught, and then they'll say shit like, "Oh, wow, man, these motherfuckers, they're on a whole nother level." Like, the more you know about what you're doing, the more accurate you are at estimating your skill in that. But if you have a fucking blank slate, nigga, fucking our president, which this is literally a man who fucking looked out into the political environment and said, I have no history in I have no history in politics. I think I can do it. And he fucking did it. And that's just it. The arrogance of a motherfucker to literally, how many people, I know people who don't go, I don't have a license. I would not feel comfortable applying for a job where I have to drive any fucking where. Hey, well, it says here we need you to have a license. Don't worry about that. I'm a great driver. All my friends say I'm a great driver. I've made a lot of money driving a lot of places. I'm a great driver. And they fucking let me. And they fucking do it. The sheer, I fucked up on a military board, like a promotion board, because they said that you're supposed to be confident in your answers, whether you know the answers or not, which means you literally got to be sure of the bullshit that you say, whether you're right, wrong, or otherwise. I couldn't get that. My moral compass, and any of you know me, know how screwed my moral compass is. But my moral compass would not let me knowingly give a false or poor answer just because I get the extra question. I got told to give a class on a fucking forklift once. I don't absolute shit about a forklift. I've never used a forklift. I never drove in a forklift. Motherfucker. No, it wasn't a forklift. It was a tractor. I've never used a tractor. I've never fucked with a tractor. I didn't know any of that shit about a tractor. But I did know that there was a motherfucker in my squad or whatever who knew about the tractor. So I went to him and I said, yo, man, I need you to do a class on a tractor. He said, sure, bet, no problem. We're out there and people are actually asking him questions. Motherfuckers are getting ran through. They starting it up. They moving the fucking the dumper and all that shit. They doing all this shit. And the fucking sergeant came out there. Hey, Mitchell, what the hell's going on? I thought I told you to get this class. And I explained it the same way I explained it. Listen, I know absolute shit. He got all the answers. So why the fuck am I not doing that? So why the fuck would I even attempt to do that? Well, it's not about whether who know it or not. I told you to give a class. Dude, I'm not fucking making up excuses and making up fucking lies to tell these people about this vehicle when someone's gonna fucking be able to point out when I'm full of shit. How many of y'all know that friend who want to be the life of the party? Like who want to tell the biggest, baddest, best stories? My uncle told me this. My Uncle Ronnie. He said, in regards to another member of the family, he said this motherfucker could be in an airplane crash on a deserted island, and they can have one survivor say, listen, I'm a mechanic. I can rebuild the plane and it can fly. I'm not a pilot. Anybody here know how to fly a plane? I know how to fly a plane. Motherfucker, you don't know how to... You don't know how to ride a bus, but you want to fucking say you'd be a pilot. And I finally got it. It's the Dunning-Kruger effect. And it's pretty much, you believe that, yeah, it's the incapacity to recognize how shitty you are at something. Like if you ever see somebody who watch a cooking show and think, man, I could be a great cook. This shit is easy. But they've never attempted to cook anything before. Like, oh man, these motherfuckers race car drivers. I know how to drive a car. I could be a great race car driver, but they've never gone above fucking 80. Like, the sheer amount of arrogance, the sheer amount of arrogance is damn near delusional when it comes to motherfuckers speaking on shit that they know absolute nothing about. How many times do you hear motherfuckers try to talk on a political landscape, or people do that a lot. People, and again, I'm focusing on arrogance, not confidence. If you're confident in your level of knowledge and in your skill, cool. But what I mean is, if you look out onto an area that you have absolutely nothing about, and you say, not only do I know this, but I can master that, you are out of your fucking mind. I don't give a fuck what it is. No one, rarely do you find someone who's an expert right away. I don't give a fuck if it's a board game. I don't give a fuck if it's a magic trick. I don't give a fuck if it's a natural skill. I don't give a fuck if it's flexibility. You could be double jointed. But I bet you if I say put the bottom of your foot on the top of your head, unless you know exactly how to fucking do it, you're gonna be fucking around for a little bit. But the arrogance of some motherfuckers, the arrogance, that's the shit that kills me. That's the shit that I'm the greatest basketball player that ever fucking lived. But if I throw him a ball, the motherfucker and fucking duck. Like, man. Sorry, that shit just got to me. Like, I just thought about that shit like it. And I just don't understand. Like, maybe somebody can explain to me. Where does that sense of confidence, where does the confidence end and the arrogance begin? Because entering into a field that you have absolutely no experience in fucking is the craziest shit to me. Now, this isn't like you fucking, alright, you know, I always wanted to be a politician, so let me start out small. Let me be a councilman. Let me work my way up to fucking senator. Let me work my way up. Let me be a councilman. Let me work my way up to mayor. Let me be a senator. No, let me be a governor. Then let me be the senator. Then you know what? I'm pretty sure I could take a VP slot and then slide into, cool, bet. Got it. But if you've never run for fucking student president, but you say, fuck it, I'll throw my hat in the ring. But for every generalization that blow up in their face, that blow up into a pile of pieces, and motherfuckers are sitting there stuck in a rut, stuck in horse shit, there's that one motherfucker who does it, and it fucking opens the eyes of all the people around him. Like, man, if he could do it, I know I can. It's like the lottery effect. One motherfucker wins the lottery for $168 million. The very next day, everybody want to buy a ticket. Whereas if you just devote the same effort that this man bought, one ticket, or I remember reading one story, or hearing a story a long time ago, one man bought 100 tickets and then he won the lottery. Motherfuckers ran out after that to buy tickets, not realizing that this man bought 100 tickets once, and it covered a large grand scheme. But then you had some people who buy one ticket for 30, 20, 30, 40 years with no payout. Whereas if they just did something else, started a business, whatever bullshit that whatever other bullshit you could have did other than waiting for your ship to come in, you'd have had success. Which I understand. I was talking about probability in a lottery. But the fact of the matter is, just the arrogance of it. Like, millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people play the lottery. How confident are you, or how arrogant do you have to be to believe that your name is going to come up? Your numbers are going to come up. That shit kills me. And the more I look at it, the more I realize that's the world that we starting to live in now. Where motherfuckers feel like I get to speak on, I get to act, or I get to fucking jump into an area that I have absolutely no experience in just because I want to. Fuck it. Fucking American Idol have proved that how full of shit people can be, how arrogant they are. I'm a great singer, and how many times do you hear this she bang, she bang? I know a ton of very talented singers. I know a ton of very good singers. Maybe one or two of them could be great. But to get a fucking singing contract or a deal, it comes down to more than just talent. It comes down to look, appeal, how they can market you, how they can sell you. There's a bunch of shit that goes into that. But the arrogant will still show up and still she bang, or still will go and make a fool of themselves on national TV. That's the world. I'll be good.